Hello, this is Carlos, and today I'm going to be talking about how to replace the bungee cord. The bungee cord is this blue thing, and you see you have one here and the other over there. And then what is interesting about the bungee cord is that it is tense and is in one side of the machine and the other, and the chain goes in the middle. So when I'm going to explain you how to replace the bungee cord, you might have three different choices. One is the bungee is right here as this one, and you just want to put a new one for whatever reason. It's because you just don't like the one you have, even if it's working, so you will take that one off and put a new one. The second one is the bungee has snapped, so you don't physically see any bungee. And the third one is the bungee is still here, but it's kind of broken in a side, so it has no tension, but it's still there. So no matter what happens, you'll need to remove the bungee, and it's important you have that visual of how the bungee will look when you put it back together. So because you won't have it in your machine as you're going to put the bungee. So the first thing you need to understand is that the bungee is this blue thing, and it starts here. So the thing over here that you see, this black nut, that's the chain carrier. And when you remove the bungee, the chain still stays. You know, it will lose tension. So you want to get a grip of if you can grip the chain here into the side with something, the handle won't go to the ground and the chain won't get messed up. And then what you're going to do is get that chain carrier, top it to the front, and remove that bungee around, and then get all the bungee out. When you have removed the bungee, if the chain carrier, you don't want it to go all the way in, get down, you can hold it here with a piece of string or something so it doesn't slide down while you remove the whole bungee. So we have removed the whole bungee is out, and as we see, there is a chain carrier there that has the bungee attached. There is two pulleys at the top that the bungee goes around, and there is two pulleys at the bottom, and then the bungee goes back to the top and attached to a pin that goes side to side. So the bungee, the only thing that does is it goes from the carrier to the top pulleys, goes all the way to the bottom, comes around these pulleys, goes all the way to the top, and holds it into a pin. So it goes one way down and then one way up. It's a pretty simple run compared with the one of the chain. So what you want to do is, the first thing you want to do is remove the bungee, and then understand what the bungee needs to do and how it runs through the system. So now we have the bungee in our hands, and say, what do we do with this new bungee? So this bungee, you're going to get the bungee in your hands, and you're going to find the middle of the bungee. How you find the middle of the bungee is you get the two ends together, and then you run until you find the middle of the bungee. You should see a black mark in the middle of the bungee. If there is no a black mark there, you make a black mark with a permanent marker or something. So you know where the middle of the bungee is. When you find the middle of the bungee, that is this point over here, what you want to do is you want to clip that middle of the bungee into the top of the chain carrier, as you could see on the video before, that will hold. So that chain carrier will have the bungee, and the middle goes around, and then one side goes to one pulley on one side, and the other side goes to the other pulley on the other side. So here you see it. Chain carrier, middle of the bungee, one side and the other side. So what the bungee is going to do is you put it on the top of the chain carrier, you carry it all to you, and then you're going to feed one side of the bungee around that pulley, starting from the top, and we're talking about the pulley at the top of the machine, and then feeding it down. So what you're going to do is, as you're feeding the bungee down, you can start with your fingers. If somebody can hold the chain carrier at the top so it doesn't go away while you're feeding the bungee, the other thing you can do is hold the chain carrier with a string as you're feeding the bungees, and then it stays there with the chain also doesn't slide in. So you will feed that bungee all the way to the bottom and then turn around that pulley, which is by the foot stretcher. If it's hard for you to do it, what you can do is you remove the foot stretcher out, you remove that cover of the foot stretcher, and even you get the machine out of the bar so you have the space of the bar by the foot stretcher to help with your hands to feed the bungee. more. If you want to even make it easier, what you're going to do is you can remove the flywheel out. So you get the flywheel cage out, you get the flywheel out, and then you're going to have a much lighter frame so you can operate around the frame much easier. So you have no foot stretcher, the frame is out of the bar, open the whole hole by the foot stretcher to fit the bungee, and then no flywheel and no flywheel cage, so the machine is a lot lighter and you can handle it with your hands, so it makes it pretty easy. So you're going to fit the bungee. A star is coming down at the bottom of the machine, goes around the pulley and goes to the top, and then comes from the top all the way to the top, and then the same thing on the other side. So top goes to the bottom, so goes to the top, then goes to the bottom, comes to the top. One very important thing, the bungee always goes in the sides of the machine. One is in the side of the flywheel and the other one is in the other side. And the chain runs in the middle of the two bungees. If you mix the chain with the bungee will get destroyed by rubbing against the chain. So you want to see that one is in one side, the other one is in the other side, and the chains run in the middle of both. When you get the two ends of the bungee to the top here, what you're going to do is use these pins that you have here, and you are going to go around. So as you could see here, you could see, take a good video of it. It just comes up, gets in the first hole, goes to the second one, and then gets stuck in the middle, and is a way to close it. And in the other way, the same thing. Gets into the first hole, goes around the same thing, goes in the middle and closes. And then you can snap them here. So you say, how long, where I do that? So the extra bungee with the one we send you that you need to have is around 2 fingers extra running out in each side. If you start running the machine when the bungee is adjusted and feel the bungee is too tense, you can release a little more, you can release 1 finger, getting a little lighter. If you feel the bungee is too loose and you want a little more tension, you just need to get more bungee through that system, okay? So when you are fishing the system to you from here, when you can put these knots at this level, which the bungee has no tension. So when the bungee is coming here, you can put this metallic thing here, do the operation. We have run the bungee to the bottom pulley, comes from the bottom, the bungee comes on the top of this pulley, and now the end of the bungee that needs to come on the front, we have it here with no tension. So I recommend you to be working here with no tension to put that metallic part and to get it all right how much you get at the end. So then when you have the 2 metallic parts here at this level with no tension, you're going to get a string like this one with an end like that. So you're going to feed it from here, and then it will come down like that. So you'll feed it here, and then you will attach that metallic part here, and now you will tense. You'll get that metallic part and tense, and run the whole bungee with tension and clicking at the top, and do that with each side. I'm going to give you 4 tips, 4 quick recommendations, so the whole process gets smooth and we don't make mistakes. One is the bungee clicks on the carrier, goes around this wheel from the top to the bottom, comes on the bottom, goes around this wheel from under to top, and then from the top goes all the way up. The one of this pulley in this side, the whole chain in the middle, and the one from that pulley totally on the other side, and the chain in the middle. Very important when you tense the bungees and you have them attached. Before you close the lid, the top and the side one, that's the second advice, be sure the bungee is on the pulleys, is running on the pulleys. Last thing, when you want to close and put the flywheel back, if you have taken the flywheel up and the flywheel cage, I will recommend you to look at the video of the change of the chain or the shaft, or the video of adjustment of the sensor, to see how I put the flywheel back, how I adjust the knot, and how I put the flywheel cage back. Okay, and the last thing, you want to be sure before you close the whole thing, you want to roll the machine and be sure that it has the right tension, and you don't need to adjust. If you need to adjust, you adjust, and then when everything is perfect, everything is run perfect, then you can close the leads.